Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, from wherever you join us today. Welcome to this webinar together with our partner SierraCRM from the United States, California. My name is Peter Niemeyer. I'm working within Partner Enablement here in the Munich office of SugarCRM. And before we start, let's do a little housekeeping. Every attendee throughout this webinar is muted, so you cannot actually talk to us using your voice. But if you should have a question, please go ahead and type in your question in the Q&A interface at the bottom right corner of the WebEx interface. Okay? We'll try to cover as many questions towards the end as possible. Right, so let's cut through the chase and get to the gold. So today's webcast is about Process Manager Pro. For the most of you, that should also already be a familiar tool because it's been around on Sugar Exchange ever since 3 years now. I think it came out in 2007, so it's already 4 years. Bill, who is the main speaker today, Bill Convis of SierraCRM, will actually show you the latest release of Process Manager Pro, which came out this year in August. So why is it such a great tool to work with? Because it significantly improves the workflow capabilities within Sugar. So Bill will actually point out all the advantages, such as, you can do cascaded campaigns, you can do a custom script which is running, on a workflow call, all that stuff. And yeah, I'm really excited about this. So I want to spare you actually further introductory words. So I'd like to give it over to Bill Convis of SierraCRM. Bill, can you hear us?
I can hear you, Peter, and can you hear me?
Yes, confirm.
Great.
So,
all right.
Stage is yours.
Okay, so let me advance the slide. And now do you see the company overview slide?
Yes, we can.
Very good. Well, thanks, Peter, for the opportunity to present SierraCRM's Process Manager Pro for this webcast. And what I'd like to do is just have a quick overview of the company and 4 or 5 slides that talk about business process management and workflow and best use cases. I'm going to have some slides that talk about 3 different scenarios that I'm going to present to you during the actual demonstration. SierraCRM was founded in 2005, and what we originally wanted to do was to take SugarCRM and create a vertical solution of it for the mortgage banking market in the U.S. And when we did that, we created 3 enhancements for SugarCRM. We created a workflow module, a marketing module, and an object assignment module. In 2006, SierraCRM released a community edition of the Process Manager module, and since then we have over 20,000 downloads of Process Manager Community Edition. We are a Sugar developer partner, and we exhibit at all SugarCRM developer conferences. So some of you attendees who have ever been to the developer conference in California may have stopped by our booth in San Francisco. This year, SierraCRM bundled all 3 of the enhancement products into one product called Process Manager Pro, in which we will show you today.
So, Bill, the structure for today is you will talk generally about, what's the business process is going to look like with Process Manager, and more importantly, we will see it ourselves in a demo, correct?
You will, in about 5 minutes. I just wanted to set the stage correctly so that we understand what we're going to see, and then the majority of the webcast will be the actual product.
All right. Thank you.
You bet. So what exactly, just to set the stage, what exactly are we talking about from business process management and workflow in CRM? And classic examples should be scenarios for new lead management or opportunity management or case management, drip campaigns, things like that. And so we believe strongly that businesses should have in place best practices that they know how to do. Now, ideally, businesses that use SugarCRM should be able to set up workflow such that it can automatically run in the background, sending emails, scheduling calls and tasks, creating and calling custom scripts to do very complex workflows. What we would do then in a classic business process workflow is to enable your sales and support organization to work as a team in closing and supporting your products and services. After the sale, workflow should ideally be able to proactively communicate with your customers. SugarCRM's workflow from Process Manager Pro will better help you manage your sales pipeline. You can turn new leads into customers, better manage your support organization. In general, reduce the cost of running your CRM and allow your sales and support organizations to sell and service your customers in the best possible way. We'd like to just, in general, automate the entire customer life cycle from new lead to converted lead to closure of opportunity, and then through the life cycle of the opportunity, drip campaigns and support. Process Manager Pro enables your SugarCRM to know what to do, when to do it. It's very important that your CRM should absolutely be set up when it comes to workflow and process management to know I'm supposed to do this at this time when this happens. And that basically makes it enabling your CRM to automate the day-to-day tasks of running your business, enabling your employees to spend more time doing what they do best and less time managing the day-to-day operations of your company. Workflow then helps you create lasting and profitable relationships with your customers. That's the high-level marketing pitch from Workflow and Process Manager Pro. What we're going to show you today is 3 or 4 scenarios of the Process Manager Pro product. What we're going to be doing is setting up simple business workflow in Process Manager Pro on the creation of a new lead. You'll see how simple it is to set up a business workflow to automatically send an email to the lead when the lead is created, and to schedule a call and assign it to the owner of the lead. Then, 24 hours later, Process Manager Pro will send a second email. Then 48 hours later, Process Manager Pro will follow a scheduled follow-up call and send a third email. At any point in time during the business process from the new lead through the second day, we set a cancel event that can actually cancel a process if the new lead is converted or deleted or decides to opt out. That's a very common use case scenario, is how does my company handle new leads? Our second demonstration is after you've got the lead converted to a customer and they've gone through the sales cycle and you've actually closed the opportunity, what do we do at that point? We'll show you how simple it is to set up a monthly drip email campaign that runs for 1 month for a year and additionally sends an email to the account that closed the opportunity. You can even schedule a call or a task to follow up once a month after the closure of the opportunity. We'll also present to you examples of running Process Manager and in a scenario that every day at 6 a.m. your time, Process Manager goes and finds every contact whose birthday is today and sends them a happy birthday email. A final feature of Process Manager Pro that we're very proud of is the ability to automatically assign objects on the creative modification of that object to an individual user of Sugar or equally distributed in a round-robin fashion to a group of users. So at this time, I'm going to jump over now to the actual product, Process Manager Pro. So let me go ahead and share to you the application. So do you see this application, Peter?
Yes, we can see this application. Looks good to me for all the attendees. If you can't see the screen, just drop a note to us, SugarCRM EMEA, and we'll try to fix this for you. All right? So, Bill, please go ahead.
Okay, so here what we have then is Sugar Professional 6.2. Now, what Process Manager Pro is a product purchased from the company SierraCRM and loaded as a module via the module loader. It is fully upgrade safe, runs in the background via the Sugar scheduler. So once you've installed the application, it is treated like any other module in SugarCRM. Thus, you can hide it from certain users, and only an administrator can create the processes. In a nutshell, it's running in the background and running the processes that you see here. When you first receive Process Manager Pro from SierraCRM, you are included in the installation 10 inactive processes, starting with this one, running all the way down. So we give you 10 processes pre-done that you can open up, set to active, and they can actually run for you immediately out of box. This includes a new lead process, the daily birthday campaign, a process on closure of support cases, a process on routing leads that have specific attributes to specific users. In this webinar today, we're actually going to walk through how simple it is to set up these business processes. So our first attempt, beginning of this will be the creation of a process to start a process on the creation of a new lead that has 3 different scenarios. The first one is to send an email immediately when the lead is created, then 24 hours later, send a second email and schedule a call, and on the second day, send a third email and schedule a third call. Thus, we begin by clicking the Create button here in in Sugar Pro to begin the creation of the process. This is the edit view for Process Manager Pro. We begin by choosing the object that is going to trigger the process. Here is the leads. Now, once we've chosen the object, we will then give this a name. This is a new lead process for our demo. On the right, we have the start event. In Process Manager Pro, we need to know, do we start this process on the creation of the object, on the modification of the object, or do we run this process at this time? Now, what that means is, at this time, basically says we would like to run this process daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly. If it's daily, for instance, then you choose this time that you would like to have this run. If it's monthly, you would then choose the month and the year. So you can actually set up a process, which we will show you later on in this webinar, on how to run a process every day at 6 a.m. to go find all contacts whose birthday is today. This first one, though, is on the lead creation. The second panel we now look at is the ability to put in filter fields. Process Manager Pro allows you to set up to 5 filter fields by choosing any field from the lead object. So this might be a scenario where you would like to have this process triggered for all leads in which the primary address state is equal to, and you could put in here potentially California. Now, what's really neat about Process Manager Pro is all the different types of filter operators we allow you to set. So you can put in an operator equal, not equal, less than, greater than, a value contains, any change, any value. For Process Manager Pro, we've included 3 additional date fields. So you might have a process in which you would like to look at a date field, and if that date field is set for today, we will run the process. If you have a date field that's set to run in the future, then you would put that, you would choose this and put the number of days in the value object there. Those are the filter operators. This is the filter field, and this is the filter value. When we have chosen our filter operators, we can actually choose to AND them together or them. So that would mean that we would have an ANDing, would be all of the filter fields must match for the process to run, or any of them. Very importantly, as you run time-based workflow, which is effectively setting up a process to run over time, you would like the opportunity to cancel it if something happens. For instance, if we kick off a lead process on lead create and we have a series of stages over time, we would like to be able to cancel the process if the lead is either deleted or modified. So we can say if the lead is modified such that the lead status is equal to converted, then we want to stop the process from running and no longer send any more emails to this lead because they've converted and they've moved on to a customer. Now that we've completed the initial process trigger, we click the Save button. Our next step in Process Manager Pro, after the process has been created, is to go in and begin to set up when work is supposed to happen. That's what the Process Manager stage actually is. By clicking the Create button, we bring up the Process Manager stage. It's very simple. All we're saying is that you would like this stage to run at this time from the create or modification of that object. Our first stage has no delays. We would like to have this stage run immediately. So we can put in here, new lead, first stage, no delay. And we click the Save button. Now our next step is then to go in and actually set the work that we're going to do for this stage. And that's what is called the Process Manager Stage task. Here we're going to click the Create button, and our first job is to send an email. So we're going to give this task a name. New lead, send email. Send first email. The task type is listed here from this drop-down list. Process Manager Pro enables you to do the following tasks. You can send an email, you can schedule a call, create a task, schedule meetings, call custom scripts, create new objects, create a project task if the process was triggered on the creation or modification of a Sugar project, or you can modify a field in the object that triggered the process. For now, we're going to choose to send an email. We come down to the panel representing the email details, and we choose the template that we're going to use. These are SugarCRM email templates. You create these through the SugarCRM email module. And much like you can put in any type of variable data, we support that also. So we're going to choose the new lead first email. That template has been pre-created. And at this point in time, we are now going to trigger a process on the creation of a lead, call the first stage with no delay, and call this task to send an email. The additional information on the email details enable you to send this email, if you chose, to an alternate email address. So you could type in here your information and send this email to yourself if you chose, or to a partner. We have scenarios where we have customers who are using Process Manager Pro that send emails to fulfillment houses to send birthday greetings or some other type of present to a contact based on some attribute about that contact. You can also send the email to the owner of the object. So instead of this email being sent to the actual lead, you may choose to actually send a fixed email to a user to the owner of the object in Sugar. Once we've created this process task and click Save, we've actually created our first business process. As a quick review, we've started this process on the creation of a lead with no filter fields. Cancel information is to cancel the business process if we convert the lead. And our first stage that runs with no delay. We're going to go ahead and open up this first stage that has no delay and add a second task. Notice as we're working in Process Manager Pro, there is a one-to-many relationship between a process and stages and tasks. Thus, we pretty much open up the ability for you to create any type of workflow in this environment. So we are going to now create a second task. This one is to schedule a call and assign it to the owner of the lead. We'll call this the new lead first call, and we move down to the call panel. So here's our details. The call details is the actual subject of the call. So we're going to enter then the actual subject of what the user will see when Process Manager Pro creates this call. We also include the ability to put variable data in the subject. So you could go as far as adding the following, and that would then, Process Manager Pro would get the first name of the lead and insert it into the subject of this call being created. Now what we want to do is set up, when is this call due? So let's go ahead and set this call up to be due 1 hour after the creation of the new lead. We've got a real interesting feature for calls and tasks created by Process Manager. It's what we call our escalation. If you have an environment where you have many call center representatives that are receiving calls and you'd like to make sure they get their job done, you can actually set the call to have an escalate feature. This means that if the call is not completed in the allotted time, which is the due date, then you can have Process Manager Pro take the call and gives a buffer of maybe 5 minutes on top of when it's due. And if it's still not completed after 5 minutes, this call will then be assigned to the person who this user reports to. In SugarCRM, we have a feature called Reports To, which is effectively a user's boss. And so you can actually have Process Manager Pro take this call and assign it to the person's boss. It's somewhat of a big brother scenario for Process Manager Pro, enabling you to make sure that your calls and tasks are completed on time. Now that we have the call created, we click the Save button, and now we've done our process stage with 2 tasks. Part of this first demonstration was also to set up a delayed workflow. So we create a second stage in Process Manager, and we have a 1-day delay. So we choose 1 day from here, and we call this the new lead, stage 2, 1-day delay. We click the Save button, and now Process Manager Pro knows that when a lead is created, it will schedule a stage to be run in 24 hours from the creation of that new lead. Again, we open up the Process Manager stage task, and we create a new task. This would be to send the second email. So we choose Send Email from the drop-down list. Our email template will be New Lead Second Email, and the name of this task is something like New Lead Second Email. We click the Save button, and now we've scheduled a process to run in 24 hours after the lead's created to send a second follow-up email. If you chose, we could create a second task to call the person back, a follow-up task. Or you could go as far as to click the Create button and choose to have an actual task created by SugarCRM, and we'll call this New Lead, New Task. We then could go down to the Task Details section of SugarCRM and say, this is a new lead, this is the first task, Sugar Task, and we're going to assign this task to the administrative assistant for the sales organization, Sally. So instead of the task actually being assigned to the owner of the lead, this task gets assigned to someone else to do something specific 24 hours after the lead has been created. As you can see, as I build out the process, it's fairly straightforward user interface on how to create a simple process, process stages, and process tasks. We go back to the process and we create our third stage, which will run in 48 hours after lead creation. Here we choose 2 days, and we can call this New Lead, Third Stage. Click the Save button. This now will be queued up to run 48 hours after the lead is created. We click the Create button, and we choose the third task, which will be to send an email using our third email template. Again, this is just workflow being scheduled to run in 48 hours after the process initially was triggered on the creation of the lead. Our second demonstration was going to be talking about drip campaigns. So setting back to Process Manager, we'll now trigger a business process on the modification of an opportunity. So again, we begin by clicking the Create button, and we choose Opportunity from the drop-down list here. Opportunity, and what we'll then do is go ahead and enter a name here. Modify Opportunity. Choose Modify from the drop-down list. Come down and choose the object that we would like to have this triggered with, which is the sales stage is equal to closed won. So when an opportunity is modified and the sales stage is set to closed won, we would like then to trigger off a 1-year drip campaign. Every month for 1 year, send an email to the account related to the opportunity or contact related to the opportunity. You get to choose that from the email details information. So again, simply just set up your business process. We choose a stage. We give it a 1-month delay. So this would be from the drop-down list, 1 month delay. This is new op, first email. Click the Save button. And then once that's done, we choose then from the Process Manager stage task, our first task for this stage, which is delayed 1 month. We are going to send an email. And notice here in the email information, we offer 2 different ways to send an email to an opportunity. If you're familiar with Sugar, you know that opportunities can be related to both accounts and contacts. So we allow you to send the email, if you chose, to the account related to the opportunity, or if you have contacts related to the opportunity, we allow you then to choose the contact role. So if you've ever gone into an opportunity in Sugar and looked at the contact subpanel, you can actually set up a role that a contact plays against an opportunity. And that way we can actually then choose the role that you would like to have this email sent to. So we'll just go ahead and say send the email to the account related to the opportunity and choose the email template. Again, we put in here new op, first email, and click the Save button. So we've got our opportunity being triggered on the modification of an opportunity where the sales stage is closed won, and we have our first stage, which is delayed 1 month. We create a second stage, and the second stage will be delayed 2 months. So 2 months after the opportunity closes, we send a second email. Click the Save button, go into the Process Stage task, and create your task, which is to send a second email. Again, choose Send Email, choose your template, close op, second email, and in that case, we put in the name here. You can see how simple this is to set up a drip campaign on the closure of an opportunity. We would just go ahead and set up a series of stages, each delayed by 1 month, and what to do at that month. Notice that you can send emails, schedule calls, create meetings, and such. This is a very common practice of our customers using Process Manager. What do I do with new leads? What do I do when I close opportunities? The third presentation I'd like to present to you then is how you can intelligently assign objects to specific individuals or to groups of individuals in Process Manager Pro. So what we would like to do is set up a business process that whenever a new lead is created that has a specific attribute, we would like that lead to be assigned to a specific user. we click the Create button and then begin again on the lead Create. So here we have a lead. The start event is Create. This would be new lead assigned to maybe the user Jim or something of that nature. And what we then will come down and choose the object that we would like to filter on. And we might want to say all of the leads where the primary address state is equal to New York, for instance, we would like to have all of these leads assigned directly by routing the object to a specific user, and that user would be Jim, for instance. The other style of routing and assignment in Process Manager Pro allow you then to assign what we call a round-robin fashion, equal distribution to a group of users. In this case, we use the role feature of SugarCRM. SugarCRM has something called a role in which you can assign users to these roles. So if you chose, you could say, I would like to have all leads from New York be equally distributed to the role of the marketing administrator or sales administrator or any role that you choose. We've got two additional features in this, and that enables you to check to make sure the person who's about to receive this object is logged in. And for round robin, just go find anybody in that group who is logged in and assign them that lead. It's important to have a lead be assigned to someone who's actually logged in and working as opposed to someone who might be on vacation and that lead sits in their inbox and it doesn't get acted on and you have a potential to lose that lead. When we're done, we save the process and you've now just set up a simple process to automatically route leads based on the attribute and to a specific individual. I'd like to now talk about the daily birthday campaign. This is a bit more technical, but all it is effectively allowing you to set up a process to run at a specific time. This is one of the pre-built templates you receive with Process Manager Pro. And what we do is allow you to trigger an event against an object at a specific time. Now, by choosing at this time from the start event, we allow you then to choose the time that you would like to run this process. In this case, we're going to say, run this business process every day at 6 a.m. and run the following query. Now, granted, this is a SQL query and it requires your company to have some knowledge about how to create a query. But the end result is to get a group of contacts, accounts, leads, or prospects that allow you then to get this group of people. And in this case, this query exactly gets all contacts whose birth date that is set in Sugar is today. And what it does then is it runs a single stage. This stage has no delay. And the actual task is to send them an email based on a template, the birthday email template. So then you can imagine the capabilities available then at that point to set up different types of queries that allow you to query your database to go find opportunities whose close date is the next 7 days and are not closed that might be in jeopardy of not being closed. Assign a task to the owner of that opportunity. One of the very common practice is for folks to write their own custom scripts. So as you're creating business processes and you can't find a task in Process Manager task that fits your need, for instance, we don't want to send an email or schedule a call or create a task, we have some very unique business processes that need to occur, then you can create a custom script. You write that custom script and we will pass to you the object that triggered it and the ID of that object. Now, if you understand the Sugar architecture, you can go in and create your own PHP code to go in and do anything you want to against that object.
Well, I think, Bill, that's one of the key features that people are interested in. Can you actually show us just briefly where to type in such custom script?
Yes, I've actually got one of the templates that we have included in one of the 10 templates is the custom script process. And so what we do on this example is during a contact modify event, we have a stage, and the stage then has no delay, and this is where you actually put the custom script in. We have you go in and choose custom script from the drop-down list, and all you do is you put the name of the custom script in the custom script details and copy that custom script file to the Process Manager module. It's all defined and it's laid out in the user guide for Process Manager Pro. Additionally, on our website at www.SierraCRM.com, we've got a full tutorial on how to handle custom scripts, how to write one, and where to copy it when you're done.
Right. Thank you, Bill. So that's been great. So, well, we if it's okay with you, we'd like to have some answers to the questions that popped up throughout your presentation.
Sure.
Well, first of all, does the Process Manager Pro also work with custom modules?
It does. And what that enables you to do is to create a custom module in your module builder, deploy it, and we are fully supportive of custom modules and custom fields. One of the things that we require, though, is if your custom module, if we want to have a call or task assigned to the custom module, of course, needs to be related to the activities module. So as you build out your custom module, make sure you relate it to the activities module. That way we can create a call or task and assign it to that custom module. If you want to send an email against the custom module, then we look for an email address by having your custom module be related to either the contacts module or the accounts module. But we are fully supportive of custom modules and custom fields in out-of-box modules in SugarCRM.
So a little add-on to that question is, when you actually come up with your filters, can you actually also choose filter fields from related modules?
No, we don't have that feature. We are working on that to be released this next year. In the first or second quarter, we are going to have full support for looking at related modules and filtering on related modules.
Okay. Well, another question, Bill, and I think you're going to like this. How much does it actually cost? And also tell me about scalability. You know, we have the question here, we only five users, and we just need it for our SugarCRM application. Is it a license? Is it, how does it work?
So our pricing is real simple. We offer the product at $449 US per server, and that's all it costs. There are no monthly reoccurring charges. There is no per user cost. So if you have 5 users, you can purchase Process Manager Pro for $449 from our website. You can purchase the product either via PayPal or a credit card. You get a zip file. You download that. You install it. You accept the commercial license agreement. Once that's installed, that's the only cost you'll ever incur on Process Manager Pro, a flat fee of $449 US.
That's pretty scalable, I think. You know, it doesn't matter whether you have 5 people or 2,000 people. That's pretty great. So, free trials. This is possible with the Process Manager Pro.
We don't offer any free trials. What we do have is we have a location on our company website that we allow folks to log in and play around with it in a sandbox environment. But we do not offer any free trials of the product.
And you mentioned documentation earlier. Do you have any roadmap about future features of Process Manager Pro?
Yes, we've talked about the ability to add the new features, which is to support the relationship, filter fields on relationships. Additionally, one of our challenges, and a lot of folks have talked to us about this, is when we create a new process, notice that what we have here, and I'll click accounts in as an example. And actually, Peter, when we were in Munich visiting with you, you had also mentioned this. Notice that the filter value is a straight text box. One of our features is to go ahead and show you the values. If the filter field is a drop-down list, we'll actually show you those values here. It allows you to make sure that when you set up your process that you're correctly choosing the right value. Additional roadmaps are also to work with, again, what I said is the relationships, is to choose a relationship field in the process filter field. And one of the process tasks was to create an object. We would like to also be able to create an object in a related module. Those are some of the features and feedback we have received from our customers. And as we receive the feedback from our customers, we add that to our list of to-dos. We incorporate that into the new features and release that quarterly.
Right. Okay. Well, that's great. I'm really thrilled about this add-on. You know, I see that there are not only prospects out there, already users of Sugar out there, but also partners out there. Please make sure to get in contact with Bill. Speak to him. Speak to the sales team of SierraCRM. You know, agree on next steps to move this thing forward. They can surely help you with all your questions. We hit it basically spot on today, so we have actually 2 minutes left, Bill. So anything else you would like to add from your side?
No, but I appreciate and thank all of the 49 attendees and such that have come up on to watch this presentation. You can contact me at this information below. We're located in California, and we'd be happy to present our application via a WebEx demo to you or to your clients in the future. Again, Peter, thanks so much for putting this all together and allowing us to show Process Manager Professional for this webcast.
All right, Bill, thank you ever so much. Thank you for getting up early. And again, you know, folks, go ahead. It's only $4.49, and it's highly scalable, and it's a nice thing to have in Sugar. So please approach Bill and, you know, seal the deal before the end of the year. That's all I want to say. Okay, well, goodbye, everyone.